Good evening, one and all. It's Michael.
Jonathan.
And
Sugar. You can't really see, but she's down here.
And this is our 3 cents. Yeah, just our 3 cents.
Yeah, this is
just a regular our 3 cents.
Yeah.
No midnight movie review today.
Couple of days.
So we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for our Halloween movie review. We were going to go to this place in Arlington that had this movie that was only going to be showing for one night only, and I don't even remember what the movie was. That's how much I cared about it. So
it was called Keep Watching. It looked interesting, but we didn't feel like driving to Arlington.
Which, those of you who are not in the Metroplex area, is like 20-ish miles from where we live.
Yeah.
And
it's not that far, but we just really didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah. And so I was looking, it's like, okay, what can we watch today? And I was looking at the Movie Pass thing. It's like, Movie Tavern is showing
Young Frankenstein, which I guess we could have shown because we do own it. But there you go. But yeah.
Well, no, because we didn't actually watch it here at home.
I know, but
you can't technically use it.
But yeah, Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks' first film, I believe, first full-length major film that was set him apart.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of the way. It was just okay. There. Done. I thought Blazing Saddles was better. Yeah. Go ahead and just get it out of the way. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. It was pretty slow in the middle, though. Pretty slow.
Yeah.
It wasn't as funny as I was expecting it to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was some very humorous bits in there. Gene Wilder is a master of his craft, but it just wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. I guess everybody hyped it up real much to me, and it just wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. So,
I love Young Frankenstein. I can and do admit that I don't think it's his best work. I think it was the most important one that he did, probably. Just for the fact that working with Gene Wilder, he was really able to kind of set his style in that movie, even though throughout the movies it changed, but you can see all the elements of his movies in Young Frankenstein. They're just in smaller doses than they normally are. Everything from the especially like the idea that he always has in his movies of there being two people who are in a relationship but not really in a relationship. You know? To the odd, slightly pop culture references, even though they're not really, they're more, I don't even know how to describe it. And this one I really liked because while it's a parody, it's also not exactly a parody. Because it's not a parody of the original story. It's supposed to be a sequel, basically, to the original story, even though it's basically just a remaking of it. And a parody.
A second generation sequel.
Yes, exactly. And all of the elements of his storytelling are in this movie, even if they're in smaller doses. But I still love this movie. I don't know. I enjoy the slower pace of this movie. You're not just inundated with jokes, you know, like you would be in something like Blazing Saddles or Robin Hood Men in Tights or Spaceballs or something like that. You know, it's not overly heavy on the parody references and the jokes. It's more actually trying to tell a story. Plus, Igor is just about one of the funniest things that you'll ever see in a movie. He is just so funny in it.
I think what was for me was the fact that it's a Mel Brooks film, I'm expecting that just beginning to end jokes and one-offs and dirty limericks and just everything that makes Mel Brooks the satire and the pop culture stuff and the references to stuff. That's what I was expecting. So that I think that's why I felt that it wasn't something that I enjoyed as much as I would have enjoyed it if that had been the first movie I'd seen by him. If I hadn't seen everything else already. If I'd watched that first and then, watched, Blazing Saddles and then, all the different silent movie and the producers and then, Robin Hood and Spaceballs and all that, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But since I already watched everything else and that's what I was expecting, I was kind of let down.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein and Silent Movie both are different than his normal fare. Blazing Saddles was really, I think, the first one to really, where he just full on embraced the comedy. I actually have not seen The Producers, so I don't know. I think that's his only movie that I have not seen yet.
Well, I haven't seen Silent Movie or Producers anything,
Yeah.
but I'm just going by clips that I have seen of The Producers, the giant Nazi theatrical.
Yeah. And that was the thing with this one, he like everything's there. There's even a musical number which comes out of blue, comes out of nowhere, but it's hilarious. I think that this one is probably the best that in my opinion, probably the best that you're ever going to see Gene Wilder. Just absolutely, he just so embraces everything about this role and the comedy styling that is in this movie. I mean, he made the comedy styling in this movie. It's subtle winks and nods to everything. And while Gene Wilder is brilliant, I can't remember the guy's name who plays Igor, but he really is the main reason to watch this movie.
And I was thinking, is there a twin? I was wondering if there was two of them, because since the hump kept moving back and forth, I was wondering if that was a gag or if there was secretly two Igors, and I kept expecting that thing to twist around.
That would have been funny. That actually really would have been funny. Yeah, that was a very funny joke, and I love that Gene Wilder and his friend as Dr. Frankenstein just eventually is like, no. Just he doesn't question anymore.
Gene Wilder was agree was his best of. Now, granted, I've only seen 3 movies that he's done that I know of that I can remember, but of the 3 that I've seen, I enjoyed him best in this one. Obviously, he's iconic as Willy Wonka, but that's just a whole different movie to begin with. But I was thinking as we were watching it, I was like, this man is like the best screen talker ever in the history of scream talkers. He just his voice is so powerful, but controlled and out of control at the exact same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there was some good physical comedy that he did. He did some great physical comedy as well.
Oh, so. Yeah, when he stabbed himself in the leg. Oh, gosh, that part just killed me.
And the part with the bookcase.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That was hilarious. Of course, Madeline Kahn is in this. But Terry Garr is the real...
Siren.
What?
The real siren.
Oh, yeah. She's gorgeous in this. She is funny. And she is everything that needed to be opposite Gene Wilder in this movie.
And they made they had great chemistry together.
They did.
As the couple that wasn't a couple, that playing off of each other. That was a great duet.
Yes,
for sure.
And of course, Peter Boyle as the creature, who is somehow both hilarious and lovable and adorable and scary all at the same time.
Yeah.
He's so helpless, but he played the monster so different than you're used to seeing, because it's again just subtle nods, like when he was with the blind man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he really just wanted some wine and some soup, but he couldn't get it.
Yeah.
And you could just see him getting frustrated.
Because Gene Hackman
Yes,
can't see anything, so.
Gene Hackman is as the blind man. It's hilarious. Yeah. So
that's about all I had to say about it.
I'm sorry that you were slightly let down by this one, because this was his first time seeing this.
Yeah.
He has not, like I said, he has not seen Silent Movie or Producers or this, and I'm working on I want to fix all that.
Because Mel Brooks. I love Mel Brooks. I am a huge fan of Mel Brooks. It's a shame that he's not doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
But I would love him to. I'm still holding out for hope in Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. I'm still holding out hope for that. But considering I didn't pay for it, I didn't pay to see it. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
If I had paid to see the movie, I might have been a little bit more let down. But since I didn't pay for it,
and I mean, it's a Mel Brooks movie in the theater. We've been able to see 2 now.
Mm-hmm. That I've never seen before.
I'm hoping that this keeps going, so that because I want to see Spaceballs
in
theater.
theaters. Yep.
That is something that I need in my life.
So, thanks for watching. You've either seen the movie or you haven't seen it, so you know or you don't know. So,
yeah.
If you have not seen the movie, just go see it, because I mean everybody needs to experience it. Because while I didn't enjoy it, I mean it was brilliant in its own right. So
yeah, it's Mel Brooks at.
It's 1974 Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
So,
and in some ways, it's some of his finest work, even if it's not the funniest. That's my opinion on it. I think it's some of his best work, even if it's not the funniest.
So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Blessed be. See you next time.